हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, अ वेरी गुड इवनिंग टू ऑल ऑफ यू। रिसेंटली आपका आरएमसी एग्जाम हुआ था, तो आज हम इस वीडियो में हम लोग इंग्लिश का जो सेक्शन है वो हम डिस्कस करेंगे। सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई विश एंड आई प्रे कि आपका जो एग्जाम था वो बहुत अच्छा गया होगा एंड आई एम श्योर कि आपने बहुत अच्छा जरूर किया होगा। तो चलिए इस वीडियो में हम सबसे पहले हम स्टार्ट करेंगे सेक्शन सी से, बिकॉज इट्स ग्रामर, है ना। रिसेंटली जो मेरे स्टूडेंट्स हैं ना, तो उन और कई सारे जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनसे जब मैं पूछता हूं तो उनका ये कहना होता है कि रीडिंग कॉम्प्रिहेंशन वो बड़ी आसानी से कर लेते हैं, बट कहीं ना कहीं दे फाइंड प्रॉब्लम व्हाइल सॉल्विंग दी ग्रामर पोर्शन। ठीक है, तो ग्रामर पोर्शन सबसे पहले हम स्टार्ट करते हैं बिकॉज इट इज नेसेसरी। तो सेक्शन सी से हम स्टार्ट करेंगे। लुक एट दी इंस्ट्रक्शंस। रिवाइज द फॉलोइंग सेंटेंस अकॉर्डिंग टू द गिवन इंस्ट्रक्शंस। तो सेंटेंसेस आपके पास प्रोवाइडेड है, अकॉर्डिंग टू द इंस्ट्रक्शंस आपको सेंटेंस को क्या करना है, कन्वर्ट करना है, राइट। सो यहां पर ठीक है आपका जो पेपर है वो है, और यहां पर हम सॉल्व करने की इसको कोशिश करेंगे। ठीक है, सो द फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज, द फर्स्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन इज ट्रांसफॉर्म द सेंटेंस इनटू एक्टिव वॉइस। ठीक है, आपको इस सेंटेंस को एक्टिव वॉइस में करना है, ट्रांसफॉर्म करना है। सो द सेंटेंस इज द प्रोजेक्ट हैज बीन कंप्लीटेड बाय द इंजीनियर्स। द प्रोजेक्ट हैज बीन कंप्लीटेड बाय द इंजीनियर्स। सबसे पहले वी मस्ट नीड टू नो कि ये वाला जो पर्टिकुलर आपका सेंटेंस है, विच टेंस इज दिस सेंटेंस इन, है ना। तो देखिए द प्रोजेक्ट हैज बीन कंप्लीटेड, आपने क्या लिखा है यहां पे, देखिए सब्जेक्ट प्लस हैज बीन प्लस वर्ब्स थर्ड फॉर्म। हैज बीन के साथ वर्ब का थर्ड फॉर्म जब भी लगता है तो वो आपका क्या होता है, परफेक्ट टेंस होगा। प्लस यहां पर आपका हैज लगा है, सो इट इज व्हाट, प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट टेंस। तो ये आपका क्या है, प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट टेंस, है ना। अब इसे हमें एक्टिव में कन्वर्ट करना है, तो सबसे पहले हम स्टार्ट करेंगे किससे, द इंजीनियर्स, यानी जो यहां पर हमारा ऑब्जेक्ट है इसे हम बना देंगे हमारा सब्जेक्ट। सो द इंजीनियर्स, ठीक है, द इंजीनियर्स, फिर क्या होगा, हैज बीन कंप्लीटेड। अब देखिए what has been completed, the project has been completed, but अब क्योंकि हमारा सब्जेक्ट क्या हो गया, प्लूरल, क्योंकि वो इंजीनियर्स है, तो हैज की जगह अब हम लगाएंगे हैव। So the engineers have what? The engineers have completed, right? Active voice में आपका क्या आता है, have के साथ आपका verb थर्ड फॉर्म आता है। एक्टिव वॉइस में आपका has के साथ been complete been नहीं लगता है, किसमें, perfect tense में। आपका has के साथ been लगेगा किसमें, perfect continuous tense में, but not in perfect tense। ठीक है, आपको ये चीज ध्यान रखनी है। So the engineers have completed what? Have completed the project। सो ये सेंटेंस हमने बना लिया किसमें, हमारे एक्टिव वॉइस में, राइट। द इंजीनियर्स, ठीक है, हैव कंप्लीटेड द प्रोजेक्ट। तो ये हमारा सेंटेंस हो गया किसमें, एक्टिव वॉइस में। सो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन हमने सॉल्व कर दिया। सेकंड क्वेश्चन हम देखते हैं, ट्रांसफॉर्म द सेंटेंस इनटू ए सिंपल सेंटेंस। आपको इस सेंटेंस को सिंपल सेंटेंस में कन्वर्ट करना है, राइट। व्हाट इज द सेंटेंस, आई विल हैव लंच एंड कम विद यू। ठीक है, देखिए आई विल हैव लंच, ये आपका क्या हो गया, है ना, एक फर्स्ट आपका क्लॉज हो गया, कम विद यू, राइट। अब ये जो दूसरा आपका पार्ट है ये किससे कनेक्टेड है, एंड, एक कंजंक्शन, यानी कोऑर्डिनेट कंजंक्शन एंड से कनेक्टेड है, यानी ये आपका कंपाउंड सेंटेंस है, राइट। तो इस सेंटेंस को हमें कन्वर्ट करना है सिंपल सेंटेंस में, तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं, आई विल हैव लंच, है ना, आई विल हैव लंच, राइट। और फिर हम कह सकते हैं आई विल हैव लंच एंड कम विद यू। ओके, हम ये कर सकते हैं कि इसको हम इरेज करके हम सबसे पहले जो बाद वाला पार्ट है उसको हम स्टार्ट कर सकते हैं सेंटेंस। ठीक है, सो व्हाट वी कैन राइट इज कि आई विल कम विद यू, है ना, आई विल कम विद यू, आई विल कम विद यू, राइट, आफ्टर आई हैव लंच, राइट। कि यानी मैं तुम्हारे साथ आऊंगा कब, आफ्टर आई हैव माय लंच। सो यानी लंच करने के बाद मैं तुम्हारे साथ आऊंगा। ठीक है, ओके, नेक्स्ट हम क्वेश्चन थर्ड हम देखेंगे, सी, ट्रांसफॉर्म द सेंटेंस इनटू ए कॉम्प्लेक्स सेंटेंस। ही डिड नॉट वांट टू गेट ड्रेंच्ड इन द रेन, सो ही कैरीड एन अम्ब्रेला। ठीक है, इस सेंटेंस को आपको किसमें कन्वर्ट करना है, इस सेंटेंस को आपको कन्वर्ट करना है कॉम्प्लेक्स सेंटेंस में, यानी कॉम्प्लेक्स सेंटेंस में आपके पास सबऑर्डिनेट कंजंक्शंस यहां पर होने चाहिए। यूजिंग द सबऑर्डिनेट कंजंक्शन यू हैव टू कन्वर्ट दिस सेंटेंस। सो ही डिड नॉट वांट टू गेट ड्रेंच्ड इन द रेन, सो ही कैरीड एन अम्ब्रेला। सो व्हाट यू कैन राइट दैट ही कैरीड एन अम्ब्रेला, है ना, ही कैरीड an umbrella, right? He carried an umbrella because, so you can use your subordinate conjunction, because, why? Because he did not want, है ना, he did not want टू गेट ड्रेंच्ड, पूरा सेंटेंस फिर आप लिख सकते हैं, है ना, ड्रेंच्ड इन द रेन, इन द रेन। सो यहां पर हमने क्वेश्चन जो आपका क्या है सी है, ये भी हमने इसको सॉल्व कर लिया। अब हम चलते हैं क्वेश्चन डी की तरफ, ठीक है। सो क्वेश्चन डी की तरफ अब हम चलते हैं। सो क्वेश्चन डी, ट्रांसफॉर्म the assertive sentence into interrogative sentence. So transform the assertive sentence into interrogative sentence. We cannot live without water. ये आपका क्या है, एक assertive sentence है। अब अगर सपोज मान लीजिए कि ये एक आंसर है जिसको आपको क्वेश्चन में कन्वर्ट करना है, तो आप कैसे करेंगे? आप पूछेंगे कैन वी लिव विदाउट वाटर, है ना, कैन वी लिव विदाउट वाटर, राइट? सो व्हाट इज द आंसर? दैट we cannot live without water, right? Okay, now question E, convert the sentence into direct speech. आपको क्या करना है, डायरेक्ट स्पीच में इस क्वेश्चन को, इस सेंटेंस को कन्वर्ट करना है। माया asked her mother if she was cooking that night. So सबसे पहले आप क्या करेंगे, माया, है ना। अब देखिए रिपोर्टिंग वर्ब यहां पर क्या है आपका, asked, तो माया asked की जगह आप लिखेंगे माया said. माया said to her mother, माया said to her mother, फिर आप क्या करेंगे, कॉमा आप लगाएंगे, फिर डबल इन्वर्टेड कॉमास आप देंगे, फिर कहेंगे सो माया said to her mother, फिर देखिए इफ आप नहीं लगाएंगे, ठीक है, क्योंकि आपको करना है ये चेंज डायरेक्ट स्पीच में, है ना। सो शी वॉज कुकिंग दैट नाइट, है ना, शी वॉज कुकिंग दैट नाइट, तो शी कन्वर्ट होगा यू में, राइट, और फिर इसे आप बनाएंगे किसमें, इंटरोगेटिव सेंटेंस आप इसे बनाएंगे। तो आप लिखेंगे क्या कि आर यू cooking tonight, right? Are you cooking tonight? Question mark and inverted comma close. तो ये होगा आपका क्या, डायरेक्ट स्पीच में। माया said to her mother, are you cooking tonight, right? क्योंकि देखिए सेंटेंस है आपका एक इंटेरोगेटिव, एक्चुअली माया asked, रिपोर्टिंग वर्ब आपका लगा है, ये यूज कर रहा है asked, यानी इंटरोगेशन है ये, राइट। सो सीधे आप चेंज करेंगे इस जो आपका रिपोर्टेड जो स्पीच है उसे आप कन्वर्ट करेंगे एक क्वेश्चन में। ओके, चलिए नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन हम देखेंगे, चेंज द सेंटेंस इनटू इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच, ठीक है। इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच में हमें इस सेंटेंस को कन्वर्ट करना है। सो टॉम हैज फिनिश्ड हिज होमवर्क, ठीक है, ये देखिए डायरेक्ट स्पीच में हमें इसे कन्वर्ट करना है किसमें, इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच में, है ना। सो मैगी टोल्ड, राइट, मैगी टोल्ड, व्हाट डिड मैगी टोल्ड, है ना, टोल्ड मी। सो व्हाट डिड मैगी टोल्ड मी, अभी देखिए मैगी टोल्ड मी आपका ऑलरेडी मैगी टोल्ड मी है, ठीक है, तो इसे कन्वर्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं है क्योंकि इनडायरेक्ट स्पीच में आपका ऑलरेडी टोल्ड मी आता है। बट इन केस अगर होता है कि मैगी सेड टू मी, तो आप चेंज करते हैं मैगी टोल्ड मी, राइट, बट बिकॉज यू ऑलरेडी हैव दिस, इसको कन्वर्ट करने की जरूरत नहीं है। सो टॉम हैज फिनिश्ड हिज होमवर्क, ठीक है, सो मैगी टोल्ड मी दैट टॉम, है ना। अभी देखिए जब हम डायरेक्ट टू इनडायरेक्ट में कन्वर्ट करते हैं, राइट, जब हम डायरेक्ट टू इनडायरेक्ट में कन्वर्ट करते हैं तो आपके जो टेंसेस होते हैं वो भी चेंज होते हैं। सो आपको पता है कि प्रेजेंट टेंस जो होता है वो आपका पास्ट टेंस में कन्वर्ट होता है। यहां पर यू हैव टॉम हैज फिनिश्ड हिज होमवर्क, दिस सेंटेंस इज इन प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट टेंस, हैज प्लस वर्ब्स थर्ड फॉर्म, राइट, टॉम हैज फिनिश्ड हिज होमवर्क, सो इट विल चेंज इनटू पास्ट परफेक्ट टेंस। सो इट शुड बी टॉम हैड फिनिश्ड, राइट, टॉम had finished, Tom had finished his homework, that's all, हमने कन्वर्ट कर लिया इसे, right, and then full stop. So Maggie told me that Tom had finished his homework, right, Tom has finished की जगह आप कहेगा Tom had finished, right, you will remove the inverted commas and you will place that here. All right, now next sentence, now नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, चेंज द सेंटेंस फ्रॉम अफर्मेटिव सेंटेंस इनटू नेगेटिव सेंटेंस, ठीक है, अफर्मेटिव से इसको आपको नेगेटिव में कन्वर्ट करना है। सो व्हाट इज द सेंटेंस, द सर्फेस इज वेरी हार्ड, द सर्फेस इज वेरी हार्ड, सो यू कैन राइट द सर्फेस इज नॉट वेरी सॉफ्ट, राइट, द सर्फेस इज नॉट वेरी सॉफ्ट, तो हार्ड का जो ऑपोजिट है दैट इज सॉफ्ट, राइट। आपको नेगेटिव में भी बनाना है तो आप लिखेंगे द सर्फेस इज नॉट वेरी सॉफ्ट, दैट मीन्स द सर्फेस इज हार्ड, राइट, ओके। चलिए नेक्स्ट हम देखेंगे कन्वर्ट द सेंटेंस इनटू पैसिव वॉइस। अभी देखिए कन्वर्ट द सेंटेंस इनटू पैसिव वॉइस, क्लीन द रूम, राइट, क्लीन द रूम। ये जो आपका सेंटेंस है, दिस इज, यू कैन से कि यहां पर ये किस तरीके के सेंटेंस है, यहां पर दी जा रही है एक ऑर्डर, कमांड, ठीक है, या कोई रिक्वेस्ट यहां पर की जा रही है। तो इस तरीके के सेंटेंस को हम कैसे कन्वर्ट करते हैं इनटू पैसिव वॉइस? सो क्लीन द रूम विल बी मेड लाइक लेट द room be cleaned, right? Let the room be cleaned, right? Now instead of this you could also write for example, you are ordered or you are commanded to clean the room, right? Or it can be simply let the room be cleaned. So this is the conversion into passive voice. All right, now let's move to next question. Transform the affirmative sentence to negative sentence. So all men are wise, right? All men are wise. So what should be the negative? So no men, right? It should be no men. So we will write no man is a fool, right? No man is a fool, which is the opposite to, or which is the negative sentence to all men are wise. So all men are wise. The opposite of wise is fool, right? Okay. Now, as soon as we lit the candle, the power supply was restored. Please read the direction. Begin with no sooner. You have to change this sentence into, right, using the no sooner. That means using the adverb no sooner, right? नो सूनर एक्स वाई जेड, है ना। आई होप आपको आता है कि कैसे इस सेंटेंस को कन्वर्ट करते हैं, ठीक है। तो चलिए, एज सून एज वी लिट द कैंडल्स, हम सबसे पहले लगाएंगे नो सूनर, राइट। एंड यू नो कि जब आपके एडवर्ब स्टार्टिंग में आपका यूज होता है, सो सब्जेक्ट एंड वर्ब दे गो अंडर इनवर्स, तो ये स्वैप हो जाता है। आपका जो वर्ब है वो पहले लग जाएगा और सब्जेक्ट जो होगा वो आपका बाद में लगेगा। सो नो सूनर, है ना, वी लिट, इट शुड बी did. So no sooner did we light, no sooner did we light the candle. Now please note, since we have added did here, तो lit आप नहीं लिखेंगे because we already have the past form of our helping verb, that is did. So with this you are going to use the base form of the verb, so light. So no sooner did we light the candle, right, the power supply, okay, then the power supply, right, with no sooner you use then. So no sooner did we light the candle, then what happened? Then the power supply was restored, right? So this is done, right? So we have done these questions which was based on transforming the sentence according to the instructions. All right, okay. So I hope you understood, right, कि हमने किस तरीके से इनको convert किया. Now let's move to next question. Now here we need to identify the parts of speech. Please read the directions carefully. Identify and provide the names of the grammatical terms or particles in the highlighted word in the following sentences. Right? So we have seen this before. हमने ये पहले देखा है. यहाँ पर the highlighted word before is what? Please note that it is your adverb. Right? It is your adverb. See, before, right? यानी पहले. There is no object after this. It qualifies the verb seen. And it modifies the verb seen here. Right? ये बताता है कि कब देखा? Before. So it is your adverb. Then my friend said, oh, what a cold weather. You know that this is an exclamatory sentence. So this oh will be your interjection. Right? That means the words which are used to express your, right, your emotions, basically to exclaim. Then oranges are almost ripe. Ripe is your adjective, right? Ripe is your adjective here. So oranges are ripe. You can just remove the word almost from here and you can read it. Oranges are what? Oranges are ripe. Then you ask the question that to what extent they are ripe. So you can say that oranges are almost ripe. That means nearly ripe. So it qualifies the adjective, right? Hence this almost is your adverb again because it modifies the adjective ripe. All right? Okay. Now next, You have to believe in yourself if you have to be successful. Yourself. Now, this shouldn't be at all difficult. This is very easy. आपका yourself सिर्फ एक ही चीज हो सकती है, ना तो ये preposition हो सकता है और ना ये बाकी चीज हो सकती है. It is your pronoun. And what kind of pronoun it is? It is your reflexive pronoun. Right? Reflexive pronoun. When do we use reflexive pronoun? When your subject and object are same. Right? Okay, next. Choose the lesser of the two evils. Choose the lesser. It is asking you to do something. So choose is your verb here. Right? It is a verb here. Then, I will watch while you sleep. I will watch while you sleep. Please note that it is not saying that I will watch while you sleep. Right? It is not saying you sleep. It is saying your sleep. That means there is an object after this word, sleep. So it should be your preposition. So while is your preposition. Next. They while away their evenings with books and games. Now students may get confused here, right? कि while का मतलब यहाँ पर क्या होता है? While can be a verb as well. Please note that in English language or English grammar, we have a word that can belong to multiple parts of speech. So one word can be used, right, in multiple ways. So here, while is your verb, which means to pass time, right? How do you spend your time? Basically a leisure activity. So they while away their evenings. That means how do they pass their evenings? With books and games. So they read books, they play games, etc. Then, he was only a yard of me. He was only a yard of me. There's an object after this, that is me. So of will be your preposition. Next. Suddenly, one of the wheels came off. Suddenly, one of the wheels came off. Here, there's no object after this, right? That means this of, it defines or it describes the word came, right? That means the verb. So what are such words called? Adverbs. So of is your adverb here. Then let us move on. Let us move on. है ना? चलिए चलते हैं. Okay. So here on is not a preposition. Please note, it is not a preposition. On here defines the verb move. So here it will be an adverb again. Please note that please observe very carefully, right, that when a word has to be a preposition and when it has to be an adverb, right? When it is a preposition, it must contain an object. When it is not a preposition, then it will not have an object. Then it will be an adverb. Okay. All right now. So let's move to now next question. Okay. Now punctuate the following. Capitalize the letters where necessary. So now you have the other questions where you asked to punctuate, right? So let's quickly do it. Being an honest man. Being, the word, the letter B in being should be capital, because when you start a new sentence or a paragraph, right, you always should keep the first letter capital. So being's B will be capital. So being an honest man, after that you will place a comma, right? So being an honest man, the doctor said to the patient, right? Now the doctor said to the patient, here it starts your direct speech. So, doctor said to the patient, comma, again at inverted commas, close. Because here, your direct speech is going to start, right? So, Marcus, I don't want. Marcus ke baad, you will place a comma again, and then, I don't want to take any more money from you. Now, there's a grammatical mistake actually in the paper, right? It shouldn't be your, it should be you. So, Marcus, I don't want to take any more money from you, right? Then full stop. And then, if you want to do me a favor, right, then comma, you must take adequate rest at home, otherwise the pain will come back and all that I have done to help you will be in vain. And then, double inverted commas, close, right? So, this is your correct punctuation marks here. Now, let's move to next question now. Answer the following question. So, what is the plural form of datum? Datum is singular, the plural is data. That means information. Write a word which can be pronounced in the same way as bough. Here the bough means what? The main branch of a tree. So the main branch of a tree is called bough. So you have to find out such a word which is similar in pronunciation to the word bow, right? So bow, that means when you bow down in respect or greeting. So the word can be B-O-W, that is bow, right? So it is pronounced in the same way. Then you have the word what is positive degree of less. So less is an adjective, it is a determiner. You know that of determiners or of the adjectives, we do have some degrees. So the first degree is called positive degree, the second degree is called comparative, and the third one is called superlative. So you have to find the positive degree. So positive degree less ही क्या हो जाएगी? Little, right? Little. Next, which is verb which can be used as a modal verb or as a main verb. Now see, there are modal verbs and then there are main verbs as well. But sometimes there are verbs which can also be used as modal verbs and also as main verbs. Such verbs are called soft modals, right? So such words, such modal verbs can be, for example, need, dare and ought, right? So anyone can work. Then, what is the possessive pronoun of she? So the possessive pronoun of she will be hers, right? His, its, ours, theirs. So these are what? The possessive pronouns. Okay. Now let's move to next question now, which says, write the phrases which mean the following. So a person who pretends to be a friend is known as fair weather friend, right? Fair weather friend. That means such a friend who just consider you a friend because of just some benefits, right? Or who fakes to be a friend. Then to explode with anger, right? यानी बिल्कुल गुस्से से फट जाना. Blow up, he blew up, or sorry, he blew up, है ना? यानी out of anger, right? Then to focus or aim precisely on something, zero in. He zeroed in on his work. He zeroed in on his studies. That means he focused precisely on his studies. Then be upset about something or inability to concentrate on something can be absent-minded. When you are present at somewhere but you are actually not present there mentally. Then providing someone with expertise or benefits. Make oneself avail of something, right? Avail of means to be present, है ना? So make oneself avail of something. Okay, you can say that when you give someone an opportunity, right? Or when you actually want someone to give benefits. Okay, then fill in the blanks using correct or appropriate modals. So here comes the fill-ups. The car is clean, you need not to clean it, right? You need not to clean it, or you can also use ought. But need would be, it would be a better option rather than ought. So the car is clean, अब आपको उसको clean करने की ज़्यादा ज़रूरत नहीं है. Then I don't think I dash be able to go. I will be able to go. Living in such crowded condition must be difficult, right? Here must suggests what? Basically a possibility, right? That you're sure about. So living in such crowded conditions must be difficult. Or you can also place here may. So may be difficult. Then I borrow your umbrella. So you can use can or could or may, right? For formal situation. So may I borrow your umbrella? Can I borrow your umbrella? Or could I borrow your umbrella? Then you pass me the salt. Here you can place could because you're requesting. Could you pass me the salt? Or you can place can also here or may, right? Okay. Now, write the idioms, phrases or phrasal verbs which mean the following. So, capture. Capture. Grab hold of, right? Or get hold of, right? Or catch hold of. These are some phrases related to capture. That means when you have a grip on something strongly. Then, an easy thing to achieve. An easy thing to achieve. A piece of a cake. Right? A piece of a cake. So if something is a piece of a cake to you, then that means that you can achieve it very easily. Or it could be also said a walk in the garden. Right? So something that is very easy for you. Right? So it means as it is similar to walking in a garden. Right? Then insufficient. Be thin on ground. Be thin on the ground. That is insufficient. To do something too soon. At the drop of a hat. That means if I drop a hat, right? So gravity, it catches it, right? It makes it fall to the ground in no time. That means to do something too soon. Someone is doing something with the speed or with the pace, right, as much as it takes a hat to be dropped to the ground. Then very expensive, cost arm and a leg, cost an arm and a leg. Right. So if something is very expensive, costly, then I can say that it costed me an arm and a leg. That means it was very expensive. Then hold a grudge. Hold against. What do you hold against him? That means what grudge do you hold against a person? Right. Then to have everything in control. So to have everything in control can be said as be in a driving seat. That means you are a driver of a specific situation, because a driver has the control of the vehicle he runs or he operates. Then he has the gift of the gap. Now please note that again this paper had a lot of grammatical mistakes actually. So it is not gale, but it is gap, right? So he has the gift of the gap. It means to be very eloquent. To be eloquent. That means to be a good orator, be good in your speaking, right? To have good oratory skills. Very seldom, that means kabhi kabhi, bahut kam. So once in a blue moon, once in a blue moon. Right, then give the meaning to eat the humble pie, to eat the humble pie. So it means to accept defeat. Right, so when you accept a defeat or when you accept that you were wrong somewhere, that is to eat a humble pie. Alright students, so we are done with our grammar section, right? Now let's move to the writing section first of all, okay? So we'll quickly go through the writing section. Okay, so here is your writing section. So I believe that you can do the letters easily because it is just about like format, and format you already know. Okay, I'll be just explaining the question that what were you supposed to write actually in the question, in the letters. So you are Utkarsh of class 8. Studying in the Peacocks International School, Dehradun. Recently, you were able to overcome the challenge of completing a 5-kilometer run with the help of your friends. Write a letter to your father in about 120 words explaining to him this. So this is supposed to be an informal letter, right? So in this informal letter, you can just tell the details about, for example, when did that the event take place, right? And who all were there, right? What were the prizes that were given to the first, the first runner-up, second and third position person, right? So, and who all were there, what all happened. So you can express your happiness there in this particular letter, okay? Then in second, you are a student in Riverdale Middle School and your school is planning a Green Day event where everyone is encouraged to take part in activities to help protect the environment. You have been asked to write an article in 175 words for the school newspaper to inform students about the event and encourage them to participate. In your article, include the following. Okay, so here what you need to do. Here you need to write an article in 175 words, right, about Green Day. So I'll just tell you the important points that what all can be written in this particular article, Green Day. So first of all, the stipulation is that you're required to write a catchy headline, right? So you can write, for example, like Green Earth, Green Earth, Happy Earth, Green Earth, Happy Earth, okay? Or you can write Green Earth, Healthy Earth. So these can be some possible titles here, right? Then an introduction explaining the purpose of the Green Day event. So you can now explain that why do we celebrate Green Day event, right? So you can just mention the importance of greenery, right? Mention the importance of healthy environment. Okay, you can mention the importance to reduce pollution, right? And importance of afforestation, that means to plant trees, right? And you can also talk about the large scale deforestation. So these are some of the points, right? And also you can talk about sustainable development here. Sustainable development. Okay, now So C says details about the activities planned for the day: tree planting, recycling workshop. See, two of the examples they have already given to you. So what were what were the activities that were decided that day, right? So what you can write, for example, one is already tree plantation, right? Tree planting, cleaning of the garbage, right? Then what else you can write? You can write watering the plants. Watering the plants, an awareness campaign. You can run an awareness campaign, right? Where you tell people that not to use the polythenes, right? Not to spread litters here and there, right? Or spread garbage here and there, right? So you can talk about these. Then reasons why participating in Green Day is important for the environment. So what is the reason that you should participate in Green Day, okay, and why is it important for the environment? So promote a healthy environment, right? Reduce global warming. These can be some examples. Global warming, and reduce pollution, right? And then what? Reduce the melting of glaciers, okay? And sustainable development, okay? Water crisis, to solve water crisis as well, okay? So these are some of the important points. Then a conclusion with a call to action, encouraging students to take part. So in conclusion, what you can write? In conclusion, you simply can just provide a briefing about everything that you discussed, right? You can just explain that why is it important to take part in Green Day? Why is it important, right, to promote a healthy environment? Why is it important to celebrate Green Day? For the promotion of a better environment, okay? All right. Now let's move to the next question here. Write a paragraph each on any two of the following topics in about 80 words. So any two of the following. So impact of social media on teenagers. So what are all the impacts of the social media on teenagers? You can write both about positive and negative points here. I'm sure that you can write, okay, a wonderful paragraph on this. So positive can be what? Active information, right? A platform to showcase your skills, right? Your skills, right? And what else? Teenagers, for example, solution to problems, because many times social media help us in solving the problem. Solution to problems, gaining support, it has happened many times that people upload videos on internet, social media, and they receive a huge support from people, netizens, right? In negative, what you can write? In negative, what points you can write? In negative points you can write, that is affecting study, because somewhere a lot of spending on social media, a lot of time spending on social media impacts your study. So one is this can be. Then what else? Negative, family relations, or friends, relationship of friends. And what else? We can say that is physical health, physical and mental health, right? So you can talk about such negative points, that a lot of time spending on Facebook, on social media, on like Instagram and all, it leads to what? It leads to you can say a bad impact, right, or an adverse impact on family relations. You tend to spend less time with your family members and also with your friends. Plus it affects your physical health as well as your mental health, because you're sitting at just one place for a long time, so it impacts your like physical activity or physical health, right? And it also somewhere leads to stress and anxiety, mental health, right? Okay. So we'll just discuss two, right? Then role of artificial intelligence in education. So what can be the impact of AI on education, right? AI on education. So again, okay, try to write both positive and negative points, because here in this way you can write a plethora of information, right? So AI on education, the positive points can be what? The positive points can be that it helps you to gather, right, highly valuable information, right? So highly valuable information. If you're given a project maybe or an assignment, you can collect good information about that, right? And also it can help you or aid you in your studies, right? This is the role of artificial intelligence. Plus what? You can also learn a lot from artificial intelligence. Maybe like learning new languages, right? Or concepts. In negative points, what you can write? In negative points, you can write that it impacts your studies negatively. How? Because it's somewhere you are dependent on AI rather than your own intellect, right? So, over dependence on AI, right? AI. You can also say lack of integrity. Lack of integrity. Because if, for example, your teacher has given you homework that you need to write an essay on, right, on any topic, but rather than writing it by yourself, rather than jotting down points by yourself, what do? You just depend on AI fully, and you generate the data and then you show it to your teacher. Now that is lack of integrity, but at your school, students lie that I wrote it myself, okay, so this can be some points. Now, the importance of volunteering in life, you can simply write, for example, it is helpful for a good moral conduct, right? It is helpful for a better personality formation, right? And etc. Such points you can write. Okay, now let's move to next question. Okay, here you were supposed to write a story based on this given picture. So it is very easy, very easy. If you just look at it properly, right, you see that there is a picture where there are a lot of trees, not a lot of trees exactly, but there are just only 2 trees, right? And there are a lot of trees which have been actually cut down by a farmer. So he's holding an axe and he's been cutting down the trees, right? So this story could be about deforestation, right? You can incorporate the elements of what? Here global warming, right? You can use some literary devices like personification, right? Maybe you can mention things like trees are crying, right? Okay, and then what? You can also incorporate the elements of guilt, regret, that when the human actually understood that trees are beneficial to us, we should not cut down trees, then what you can do is you can just incorporate some elements like the human. The man actually started crying, he started feeling guilt, and then he resolved that he will never cut down trees, right? So you can mention such elements here and can form a very good, wonderful story here. Now we will move to the reading comprehension part. So here is it, the reading comprehension part. All right. So let's start with the reading comprehension. Okay, I'll just start reading the questions and I'll start marking the answer, the reference where you can find the answer. So what is the success of leadership? If you have read this paragraph, this passage, so you'll understand that this passage talks about the leadership styles, that who are the better leaders or what is the better way, right, to lead people, a group of people, or who are the actual leaders, right? So what is the essence of leadership? it talks about that what is the essence of leadership. Here you can find out that however the true essence of leadership lies not in commanding from the front, but in empowering others to achieve their full potential, right? So you can talk about this, that what is the essence of true leadership, that you actually lead from behind. Rather than working on front line, you work from behind. Okay, then give any two qualities associated with leading from behind. Then leading from behind does not mean abdicating responsibility or relinquishing authority. Instead, it involves creating a supportive environment where individuals feel valued, empowered, and motivated to contribute their best efforts, right? So great leaders understand their role is not to dictate every action, but to inspire or enable others to take initiative. So everything, the reading comprehension is the easiest you can find, the easiest question you can find in RMC paper, because everything is provided to you directly in front of you. You have to just understand the question and try to find out the reference from where you can find out the answer. Then, how are great leaders portrayed? In the very beginning, it is provided to you that great leaders are often portrayed as visionary figures who stand at the forefront, guiding their followers with unwavering determination and charisma, right? And please understand that in reading comprehension, you do not have to copy paste. You do have to find out the reference, you do have to find out the answer, but never please directly just copy it. Write it in your own words, please. Okay? Understand and paraphrase the questions, the answers. Then, what does leading from behind involve? So what does leading from behind involve? Okay, so if you read from here, that leading from behind is this is it, and then see, instead it involves creating a supportive environment. So you can write that it involves creating a supportive environment where individuals feel valued, empowered, etc. Okay, and also here when it talks about the two qualities associated with leaders leading from behind, you can also take points from here. That leading from behind is leadership style characterized by humility, empathy, and commitment. So you can write any two there. Now next, how does leading from behind help the team as well as team members? So how it helps? See. So it says that how does leading from behind help the team as well as team members? So how does it help the team and as well as the team members, all the team members? So you can read from here, leading from behind also allow leaders to harness the collective wisdom and creativity of their team by actively leading, listening to diverse perspectives and encouraging dissenting opinions. Leaders can make more informed decisions and develop innovative solutions to complex challenges, right? Then this includes the approach not only strengthens the bond between leaders and their followers, but also fosters a culture of continuous learning and improvement, right? So here you can talk about what? That how in a team, a good leader listens to everyone. He is not autocratic. He listens to everyone, and basis on on the basis of a mutual discussion, he finally takes the step, right? So here you can talk about the promotion of a better, independent, democratic way of leading a team. Okay. Now we move to the next now. What could be the other kind of leadership? Yeah, here. Okay, before this, what is the importance of trust? What is the importance of trust? So, trust wala yahan par aapka aayega, it is somewhere here. This part. Furthermore, leading from behind promotes personal growth and development among team. When leaders empowered to take this, they cultivate, okay, and leading is. No, it is not here. Leading from behind. Yeah, you will find out this here. By cultivating a culture of trust, respect, and open communication, leaders foster a sense of ownership and accountability among their team members, leading to greater engagement and productivity. तो जब trust होता है, respect है, open communication है, तो क्या एक अच्छा relationship वो foster कर सकते हैं, है ना? And जो भी team members हैं, तो उनको वो accountable hold हो सकते हैं, leading to what? एक productivity, अच्छी productivity, अच्छा engagement. Okay? Now, what could be the other kind of leadership style that does not follow the idea of leading from behind? Explain in about 40 words. So you have to write it by yourself. कि leading पीछे से lead करने के अलावा और किस तरीके की अच्छी जो leadership style है वो हो सकती है. So you can write about management skills, है ना. You can write about ingenious ideas, है ना, about creativity. So such kind of ideas, you know, such kind of leadership qualities where you manage a team as a whole, right? But working internally, अंदर का जो स्ट्रक्चर है उसको डेवलप करके एक अच्छे आइडियाज इनकॉर्पोरेट करके इंप्लीमेंट करके विद इन अ टीम, दैट कैन बी दी अदर लीडरशिप, गुड लीडरशिप स्टाइल्स. Then, have you ever come across great leaders in your personal life? Explain the reasons why you feel that their actions motivated you. So here you need to write, okay, again by yourself. आपकी लाइफ में कोई भी ऐसे लोग जिनको आप लीडर की पोजीशन पर देखते हैं, लीडर के जैसा आप देखते हैं. इट कैन बी योर पेरेंट्स, इट कैन बी योर फादर मदर, और इट कुड बी योर टीचर, इट कुड बी योर फ्रेंड एज वेल, राइट. आपकी क्लास में कोई लीडर होगा, उसमें भी अगर अच्छी क्वालिटीज है तो उसके बारे में भी आप यहाँ पर लिख सकते हैं, राइट. एंड यू कैन ऑल्सो देन यू नो जस्ट प्रोवाइड इंस्टेंस कि ऐसा कौन सा इंस्टेंस था, कौन सा एक इवेंट था, राइट, जिसने क्या किया, आपका जो परसेप्शन था वो उसकी तरफ इस तरीके से बदल दिया दैट यू स्टार्टेड कंसीडरिंग दैट पर्सन एज अ लीडर. Okay. Now, let's move to next question now. Find the words from the passage which could be the antonyms of pride. Okay. So here you need to find out the word from the passage which could be the antonym of the word pride. So here, if you look at the word pride, flexibility and fluctuating. Okay. So find the words from the passage which could be the antonym of the word pride, है ना. तो pride का जो antonym होगा, you know what is pride, यानी एक गर्व, घमंड आप कह सकते हैं, right. तो इसका जो opposite होगा ये हो सकता है आपका humility, right, humility, है ना. and then flexible or fluctuating, right, जो flexible है, flexible यानी बार बार change होना, vary करना, so इसका opposite आपका हो सकता है क्या, unwavering, यानी जो बिल्कुल हिलता नहीं है, बिल्कुल rigid क्या है, जो रहता है. ओके, नाउ लेट्स मूव टू नेक्स्ट पार्ट हियर. अब इसके बाद आपका एक पोएम है ना, ये रहा आपका. लेकिन उससे पहले एक और हमारा क्वेश्चन है, फाइंड द वर्ड्स फ्रॉम द पैसेज व्हिच कुड मीन गिव अप. सो अगर आप पैराग्राफ में आप जाइए तो इसके आपके दो आपको मीनिंग्स इसके मिलेंगे व्हिच इज सिनोनिम एक्चुअली. ये वाला पार्ट आप देखिए, एब्डिकेट है ना, यानी पावर को क्या करना, गिव अप कर देना, लीव करना, ठीक है. एब्डिकेट एंड रिलिंक्विश. सो ये दो वर्ड है, रिलिंक्विश ऑल्सो मीन्स टू गिव अप, ठीक है. तो ये दो वर्ड्स इसके मीनिंग्स हो सकते हैं. चलिए, अब हमारी एक पोएम है, ठीक है. सो दिस आर लास्ट क्वेश्चन हियर. सो रीड द पोएम एंड आंसर द क्वेश्चन दैट फॉलो. अच्छा, सबसे पहले समझ लेते हैं ये जो पोएम है एक्चुअली दिस इज ऑफ विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थ, है ना. विलियम वर्ड्सवर्थ की क्या है, एक पोएम है और 18 अराउंड आई थिंक 1807 और 1857, हाँ 1807 है ना, हाँ 1807, ठीक है. इसमें ये यहाँ पर ये लिखी गई थी, ठीक है. सो दिस पोएम इज अबाउट व्हाट, दिस पोएम इज अबाउट द नेचर एंड ह्यूमन, है ना. द इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन या जो क्या है आपकी जो एक अर्बन लाइफ है, तो किस तरीके से ये जो बिजी लाइफ है, सिटी लाइफ है, इसने हमें नेचर से बहुत दूर कर दिया है ना. अब हम नेचर के बिल्कुल भी करीब नहीं है. सो यहाँ पर एक पोएम में जो पोएट है वो क्या कर रहा है, ही इज एक्चुअली कंप्लेनिंग, है ना, ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट द रियलिटी कि बेसिकली हो क्या रहा है, जो इंसान है वो नेचर से दूर दूर होता जा रहा है, राइट. तो चलिए सबसे पहले पढ़ते हैं व्हाट इज द सेंट्रल थीम ऑफ द पोएम. सो सेंट्रल थीम ऑफ द पोएम क्या रहेगा, यू विल राइट कि नेचर एंड ह्यूमन, है ना, द रिलेशनशिप ऑफ नेचर विद ह्यूमन और द रिलेशनशिप ऑफ ह्यूमन विद नेचर, और यू कैन राइट द चेंज यू नो ऑफ द रिलेशनशिप और द चेंज इन बॉन्ड, राइट, ऑफ अ ह्यूमन विद नेचर. क्योंकि बात इस सेंटेंस में, इस पोएम में यही हो रही है कि किस तरीके से जो इंसान है वो नेचर से, जो प्रकृति है उससे दूर होता जा रहा है. देन व्हाट आर द सी एंड विंड्स डिस्क्राइब्ड एज. अगर आप ये वाली लाइन पढ़े, दिस सी, राइट, दिस सी दैट bears her bosom to the moon, the winds that will be howling at all hours and are up gathered now like sleeping flowers. So sleeping flowers, they have been described as sleeping flowers. यहाँ पे personification का use हो रहा है कि जो sea है it bears her bosom, यानी it bears you know bosom, right, itself, and howling, the wind के लिए यहाँ पर शब्द howling हो रहा है, and then how they are gathered as like sleeping flowers. Then identify the poetic device employed in the line getting and spending will lay waste our life. So alliterations है ना, यहाँ पर use हो रहा है alliteration. Then give a word from the poem that means the same. Gift. Gift यानी boon. Again please, it is not boom, it is boon. Okay, it should be boon. Grammatical यहाँ पर spelling mistake है, so it should be boon. Okay. Then forsaken यानी forlorn, यहाँ पर एक शब्द है here, just hold on, the word is too much with us. Okay, we don't have forlorn here, right? So it should be, yes, outworn. Then it should be outworn here. Okay, outworn. Then discuss the contrast between nature and materialism as portrayed in the poem. अब नेचर और मटेरियलिज्म के बीच का जो कॉन्ट्रास्ट है ये हमें इसके बारे में थोड़ा सा बताना है. तो जैसे कि मैंने अगेन कहा, इन द पोएम हम कर क्या रहे हैं? इन द पोएम, ओके, अगर आप स्टार्टिंग की लाइन स्पेशली पढ़ें, गेटिंग एंड स्पेंडिंग विल ले वेस्ट आवर पावर्स. इन द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द पोएम द पोएट टॉक्स अबाउट द इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन, राइट, अबाउट इकोनॉमिक एस्पेक्ट्स, that how human being is always surrounded by transactions, right, about earning money, spending money, right, going to job, coming back from job, and इसी में उसकी जो पूरी लाइफ है वो सिमट चुकी है ना. अब ये क्या है? This is your material world or materialism, right, but nature जो है वो कहीं ना कहीं अलग है, राइट. नेचर के साथ अब उसका कोई वास्ता नहीं है, नेचर के साथ उसका उतना रिलेशनशिप नहीं है, थोड़ा है. लिटिल वी सी नेचर दैट इज आवर्स. पोएम में एक और लाइन है जो कहते हैं कि हम थोड़ा सा ही नेचर को देखते हैं, राइट, हम थोड़ा सा ही नेचर को देखते हैं, बट इवन वो भी हमारा अपना नहीं है. सो इस चीज के बारे में आपको लिखना है कि कैसे वहां पर एक कॉन्ट्रास्ट है अबाउट द मटेरियलिज्म एंड नेचर. देन एनालाइज द इंपैक्ट ऑफ द स्पीकर्स प्रेफरेंस फॉर बीइंग अ पेगन on the overall theme of the poem. Now the last question asks that what is the speaker's preference for being a pagan on the overall theme of the poem, right? यहाँ पर अगर आप पढ़े तो poet actually क्या कहता है? The poet wishes कि had he been a pagan rather than choosing not to see the nature, not to enjoy the nature, because at last he says, look at here, it moves us not, great God, I would rather be a pagan sculled in a creed outworn, right? Then he says, so might I standing on this pleasantly have sight of porches rising from the sea, or where old Triton blow his wreathed horn. Poet actually क्या कह रहा है कि अगर वो pagan होता, right, तो वो Porches and Tritons are pagan gods, है ना? Pagan means who believe in polytheistic religions, polytheism, multiple gods. So Porches is a god of what? Predictions, who can see future, right? And Triton is a god of who can actually, with his command, with his power, he can stop the waves, है ना? वो waves को क्या कर सकता है? शांत कर सकता है, लहरों को शांत कर सकता है. तो वो कह रहा है कि अगर वो पेगन होता तो वो Porches को सी से उठता हुआ देखता, वो ट्राइटन को उसकी जो हॉर्न है उससे उसको देखता, उसको पकड़े हुए, है ना, उसको ब्लो करते हुए अपनी हॉर्न को वो देखता. यानी हियर ही इज टॉकिंग अबाउट द ब्यूटी ऑफ नेचर, राइट. सो दिस इज यू हैव टू राइट हियर. सो आई होप स्टूडेंट्स आपको ये सारे क्वेश्चंस यहाँ पर समझ में आए कि इस क्वेश्चंस में आपको क्या क्या करना था, राइट. एंड आई होप यू कुड मैच दीज आंसर्स विद योर पर्टिकुलर आंसर्स, एंड आई होप कि आपके ज़्यादातर जो आंसर्स हैं वो बिल्कुल करेक्ट के होंगे. सो थैंक यू सो मच, टेक केयर एंड बाय बाय.